back, everybody, for another So Dope Show exclusive interview. I am your host, Camille, and today I am here with social media's favorite auntie, Imani VanZap. Welcome. Yes, fam.
Hey, everybody. How you doing today?
So excited to have you here.
I'm
watching the transformation, watching your everything just blossom.
Thank you so much.
Blossom like the curls in our hair today.
Yeah, when I say that we are locks, queens today, you and I.
Ooh, curl day.
Yes.
Before we
so happy when you got on camera. I said, "Ooh, you got life like me. Let's do it."
Before we get to what's going on now, because wow, let's go back to the beginning of your journey on how any of this even came to be. What made you decide that you wanted to help us? Let's see, fix our shit.
Yes, all those things. I would say that the best way to kind of describe it, all of this starts off with nephew. And so for those that kind of know that the story of like how all this is created, my nephew, his name is Eric, was at a point where things just really weren't working out. It just seemed like everything began to hit a brick wall creatively, where Eric was used to being able to kind of like plow through, get a bunch of stuff done. Things began to kind of bottleneck. And not just creatively, but our country entering such a dark realm like what we're in right now, it just seemed like for so many people, not just for Eric or anyone, but just that voices were being stifled. And so the beginning of Imani VanZap was to open up a different type of voice. Open up a voice that is not self-serving, nor is it jock riding, if I can say it that way, but a voice of truth that can cut down through the middle and say, this is what's going on. Everybody is going to have to play a part in the healing. And I believe that is in great part what Imani represents.
Absolutely. So I was watching last night, I think it was an older, or maybe like a video at the beginning, and they're like, and I'm Imani, and I'm been through 3 divorces.
The old intro, yes.
The old intro. Yeah. So you were outside. And my favorite part was you were like at the desk, like author.
Yes.
I was like, she's in the garden.
Everything in the beginning was so Lifetime, We, Oxygen.
Yes, it was.
You know, yeah, it had all the makings of like daytime TV. You know, this is the newest Martha Stewart-esque, Iyanla Vanzant-esque person coming. And though that background is still there, I think that the way that we're expressing it now is much more realized.
Yeah. Super hilarious to me. I was like, this is great. I don't know what's going to, it's like, it should happen right after daytime soap operas go off or something.
Yeah. It's always at like 4 or 5 o'clock show.
That will be like,
late after TV.
That'll happen, and then Dr. Phil will come on, like absolutely perfect.
It's right in that line up there. That was my vision.
So in the beginning trailer, it was fix your shit, but now it has transformed into become. I'm gonna leave it right there. We're gonna come back to become.
Okay, we're coming back to become. Okay.
Come back to become, but I want y'all.
Become is a whole moment. That's a whole thing.
To follow the trend, to follow the trend. When was that original trailer shot? What year was that?
The original trailer was shot actually here at our home.
Oh, okay. What year was that? Do you remember?
That was when I feel like that was we're rolling up on almost 2 years now.
Okay.
Woo. I think about.
All right, Auntie. So when you were a young thing, what did you think? What did you think you would be doing now?
Enjoying my life as a musical artist. Singing was always the first, I don't want to say the first love, but in terms of the love of production, singing was it. It was the first available gift.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the love, but the first available gift for me to use. And I always thought that it would be in that place. It's coming back in this really weird way, like almost 25 years later. It's really weird that it's showing up in this form, but I didn't think it would look anything like this.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? at the rate you're going.
Yeah.
The
I'm open
future,
up to everything now. Yeah.
there's so many options. What I
Yeah.
love about being um, someone who is creative and being in front of a camera, there's so many different ways, so many
Yeah.
different things you can
So
do
many different ways you can reinvent yourself and reinvent your experience
and
and
stretch. You could just,
yeah.
there's
And
no limit.
stretched by experience, like stretched by. I think that what sets me apart from so many other people that are probably moving in my space as well is that I pull almost everything from what I've been through.
Yeah.
There was a long season where it seemed like everything I worked on shattered, and I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
And instead of saying shattered, I think probably a better way to say it is just um, I needed to really hit the industry. Living in Columbus, which I'm ever so thankful for, you're somewhat sheltered by how vicious the snakes are. They're bad. They're bad.
I'm still up in here.
Oh yeah. I don't mean this in no kind of bad way. There are people living in Wichita, Kansas right now that's like this is the freshest city in the world. So we all experience it that way. But for I believe my individual path, there was a different set of snakes I needed to experience.
Yes.
And my snakes weren't in Columbus. A lot of people that say, well, it's just this town is too small. Okay. I think it's more so is you need to change up your environment for a different effect. Yeah. I don't know if this would have been my experience being in Columbus.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it wouldn't have looked this way. It would have maybe been a version of it, but I don't think it would have evolved into this. This had to come after years of staying in a town full of liars.
Yeah.
Where people, they collaborate with you on purpose to destroy you on purpose.
Woo.
Those sorts of things. So I use all that now, and it's helping other people.
Give me flashbacks.
I know I'm the only one.
I am still here, and I know that every city, like people are like, well, things happen in every city, but each experience is different. So when
everybody
you
has
those things,
what you do. Yeah,
it is. It definitely, and don't get me wrong, Columbus has treated me well, and I'm here, doing great things. But that is also because of me, like being pulling my own ass up and making myself.
People don't consider the self-initiative part of it.
It is really challenging, and so as someone who is convinced that I would like to go somewhere else and see what a different air and different network and different people would bring to it. Your story is interesting to me because you began in the same place, literally, that I'm sitting right now, and now we even ended up together. It was meant to be.
All of it,
So it's inspiring as hell to see, like, okay, this person is from, around the corner, and now she's not here. And kicking ass.
It was just a series of events, a series of.
For people who don't know, Columbus was the foundation, which I think it's a great foundation place. There's great everything here if you're someone who perseveres and looks for it, but you packed it on up.
Yeah. Columbus gave me wings creatively. Columbus let me know that it was okay to color. I had to go somewhere else to find out how to color outside the lines.
Yes.
When I got to the point where my sense of expression was becoming a little bit too abstract, it instantly became a less than comfortable environment, to where it was like, okay, I can't grow here anymore because the minds that I am at least trying to pour into, which at the time were more church minds, they couldn't receive it.
Yeah.
It was, and I had my bout with the whole, you're mad at church for a spell, but even that I believe was ordained because you have to know that there's time for separation.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to stay around everybody all the time. You love them. You want the best for them. You may have to go. And when it's your season to go, and you may come back. That's the thing about life, especially now in this cyber age. Basically, I'm becoming a whole celebrity in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
It's I've gained over 500,000 people on I know we'll talk about it in a minute, but
we'll get there in a minute.
I'm gonna go back on that. But it's just it's in the middle of this season of great devastation.
Yeah.
There have been certain roses that have emerged through the concrete. I'm one of them.
Yeah. There's been some great growth in people.
Yeah.
And in the creative community and outside, but really in the creative community, because that's where I am. So, that's what my gaze is most of the time. And people are doing things that they would not have done had none of this happened, because it would have been, the same routine. I'm gonna keep chugging away, trying to do this one thing when everybody was sat down. It was like, okay, what else can I, do or spend a little more time in that I didn't have time to do before?
For most people, it forces into our dreams.
That is literally what it has done.
Well, yep. The pandemic gave everyone a swift kick in the ass to get to your dream right now.
Because
that's what happened.
It made you really be like facing the fact that you could get sick and be gone, and you didn't do any of the things that you wanted to do.
You didn't do anything that you set out to do.
So quickly and easily as, touching the wrong surface, and then whoop, that's it. Yeah. And there's an appreciation for everything that each individual person is doing that I think is so much deeper than it was before.
Yeah.
Everyone and the kick-assness that I'm seeing from so many people, it's just so inspiring and mind-blowing to watch happen in the middle of me trying to do my thing. I'm watching people like you, like, look at this. Like, what is happening?
Going on here?
Let's see. What inspires you the most in this season and before to do what you do?
My love for people. And that on its face sounds very, very cliche, very cookie cutter. But if I can expound, from as far back as I can remember into like my single digit years, 7, 8, 6 years old, all that, I've always loved people. Yeah. There's a story that when I was a child, a lot of people don't know the story. When I was a child, they thought that I had leukemia. So it was, it ended up not being the case, of course. But I had to spend time in the hospital. They had to do the whole spinal tap thing. It was a whole thing.
Oh, that's
and I remember that there was a boy that was in my same hospital room. His name was Michael. That's all I remember. And from what I can remember, I believe he may have been in the first stages of cancer, something like that. And I remember that he would not talk to anyone. But every day when the nurse would come and bring food to me, I would say, can you please bring an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich for my friend Michael? Oh. And I would take my milk and my sandwich. And I remember this. And I would go over to Michael's bed and eat with him.
Yeah.
And even though it's still a bit of a foggy memory, but it's there, it lets me know that my compassion for mankind, wanting to see people do well, wanting to see people smile, is something that is very much nature and not nurture for me. So long way of saying that's what drives me to this day, is knowing that people deserve love, people deserve clarity, and people deserve a chance.
Yeah, that brings us right to the now. So I mentioned before in the beginning introduction, it was, it's me, Imani, and I'm gonna help you fix your shit. Yeah. And now it is.
And now
we become. Yeah, it is the fan. How did you kind of switch to that to become from what it originally was? What made you want to switch gears a little bit?
And it's not even that I wanted to switch any gears, really. Again, for me, I believe that I've always wanted to listen to what people say. Now, I know that you got to do your own thing, and there's a limit to listening to what people say. But I would say when it gets to a certain level, you can hear what the masses are wanting from you if your heart is in the right place. And what they are requesting from you is not, it doesn't go against the grain for you. It's a way of saying, okay, I mean to step it up or alter it, but it's all in the same vein. That said, when I came on the scene, I knew that I wanted to change the way people thought.
Yeah.
I felt that I still feel that critical thought is what is going to turn us around. We can no longer be tribalists and yes men. That doesn't work anymore. That was yesteryear. And we saw where it got us. It got us to the point where we almost lost our country, earlier this year.
Absolutely.
So when I started the Imani platform, it was with the sense of I want people to think more in the middle. In the middle lies the truth. If I can get both people, you think you're right, you think you're right. Okay, you both have points. Mm-hmm. The truth is the only way that we're going to be able to fix this, though. We can't get saved on your side. So it started there. And I just felt there was a bunch of bullshit in the world. So I was like, I got shit, you got shit, she got shit, we got shit, everybody. Yeah. So the first 2 years, it started off a lot stronger, which I think that almost like any tidal wave, I believe that it needs that powerful start. And now we're seeing that the wave has crashed and it's just reaching out onto the shore. Yeah. When I got onto TikTok is a different experience because while Instagram for me seems to be more curated to be like a magazine, everyone's so perfect.
So perfect. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It seemed like on TikTok, people were more about the rawness, the realness. Show me your broken pieces. Yeah. Let us appreciate your broken heart that you're willing to give us. You may be standing there eating Cheetos on the toilet.
Literally.
Loves you for doing it. Literally. There's an audience that loves you for eating Cheetos on the toilet.
There, you can be yourself on TikTok.
Okay. And so when I got over there and saw that, and I saw makeup artists that would find these really elaborate ways to tell stories. Yes. And I remember I was watching a couple of them, and this one, I felt like she became. I don't know. It was just something about the way she did her makeup. And I just said, become. And at that moment, it was like, I can't even describe it, Camille. It was like at that moment, it was like a supernova went off and everybody grabbed it. Like literally everyone organically was saying become on their own. And so that started to become merchandise line, Imani VanZap, which started selling, thousands of dollars of merchandise in the very first couple of weeks. So it's just, I wouldn't have been able to write this chapter if I tried. I just go with what I feel the universe has given me. So
again, for you watching at home, if you do not follow Auntie here, you need to, because you will understand what become is. It's like the first time I saw you do that, I'm just watching the video. So she does like duet videos with people who have done videos on TikTok and reacts to them, because we all love reaction videos.
Yeah, reaction, it's a genre.
Reaction videos are like, because you want to see if the person reacts like you reacted.
And that's really what it is.
That's what makes it fun. And then you just hit the fan with the comment, and I'm like, oh, yes.
So many people they were saying in the comment, they were like, "Did you pass gas? Did you fart?" I'm like, "No, it's a fan." It does sound the same, but it was.
Like, just, yes, joy. Yes, I love it. Yes, that's what it feels like. Like
it felt like the moment needed it, and I didn't realize how many people, even that are just watching me react, are saying that's the validation I needed as a kid. That was the push I needed from my mom or my dad when I was in my gothic emo stage. That was the push that I needed when I was in my, whatever it may be. So many people are vicariously living through this excitement of watching people become. And I believe that when the pandemic is finally done, that's what we would have done. We are going to become something else. Now, I don't know necessarily what that's going to look like, but I know you feel it too. Everyone is coming out of this a different person. Yes, you could call it PTSD, and I'm sure I'm going to have some of that myself too, where I'm like, oh God, there's 100 people here. I don't know how I'm going to act.
Ooh, a concert, like, woo.
I experienced it like a couple of weeks ago at a fashion show. It was a lot of people. I had my mask, but I still was nervous because I said, for a year, you told me that I could die by doing this. So, but I just say all that to say that when we come out of pandemic, we're going to be different people. Yeah. We are not going back to anything. We're not going back to any sense of what we had before it.
Nope.
And that's a hard shift to make, especially for our young people, that this is what is a pandemic. Your childhood was the pandemic. Are you serious? So with that, I believe that we need to find as many reasons as we can to celebrate this caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly experience that we're all going through. Let's find a way to celebrate it instead of lament it. That ain't gonna help us.
Tell the people how they can get them some Become merch, because that's important. Because you want to become, and you can get Become
Listen,
I'm gonna get
I
me a
had to
shirt.
search. It was in here with me just a second ago. So listen, I'm selling t-shirts. I got a t-shirt company now. That's what I do.
Yes.
So the t-shirts and there's t-shirts. There are face masks. There are mugs. Those items can be purchased from Imani VanZap Boutique.com. It's very easy to navigate. All of the Become merchandise is there, and I've also incorporated the beginning sayings that you said: "Fix your shit, stronger and better." Because I like it and I'm grown. All of those are on the store now too. In the next couple of weeks, the Become fans, everybody's saying they want a fan. So I got fans coming out.
Right in time for summer.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Spring, summer, fans, joggers. Yeah. Those are coming out. So they'll be just in time for spring. And there are people that, if you're going back to church, once churches open up, have you become fan? If any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. You're just what I'm used for.
Amen.
If you're at a rave, you want to become with your friends, get your life, whatever you need it for, these fans will facilitate. So
yes, the band is singing, the singer hits the note,
That's it. All that. I'm loud and obnoxious. It is what we got. Yeah.
I love it. So there, you guys go and get the things. Have you ever thought about, has there ever been a moment where you almost walked away? Or several moments?
Let's say once a month. Honestly, up until now, it would happen every couple of months. Where the reason, I think it's good to talk about the reason why you feel that way. It's not so much that this makes you tired. For many people that I've seen, especially in the space of like vlogging and all of that, people have a heart to want to be good. I believe most people do, not all people, but most people do. And when you're trying to pursue what you feel to be the amplification of that passion / compassion, and it doesn't get the reciprocation that you want, people seem to attack you for it. You're trying to do good in the world, but you get more bullets. You're trying to do good in the world, but you get more daggers. When you have a lot of that happens to you, and there seems to be no rhyme or reason to it, you're just getting attacked for no reason, it makes you want to give up. When the money doesn't come in the way that it should, when so many things go wrong when you're trying to pursue your dreams, and you will want to throw in the towel. And I just made a video about this the other day. I'm starting to do more like inspirational videos. And I told them, I said, when you feel like that, keep pressing in. I know it sounds cliche. You have to keep hammering.
Keep going.
Yes.
All the time. Keep going, no matter what.
Going. The minute that you stop, you're done.
Yep.
The minute that you stop, you may not recover from it. It's okay to take a break, but do not stop your dream.
Yes.
To stop your dream is to kill your passion. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That is the moment where everything that was around you and everybody gassing you up and wanting to be a part. I want to help. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then one day, it's just you.
One day it's just you.
And that's the crossroads of, all right, am I just going to leave it here and be done with it and do something else? Or am I going to push through this shit and keep going to see what is on the other side of this?
What is on I heard this young man say on TikTok. He said, everything that you want is on the other side of fear. You have got to walk through that gate, the gate of accepting all of your shadows, all of your demons, depending on what terminology you use. You have to accept that they're part of you. I think one thing that has hurt so many of us, especially if you're like me and you were raised in church, many of my formative years was spent trying to get rid of my shadows. That when they showed up, I was ashamed of them. They didn't teach me how to dance with them, how to take dominion over them. And say, you're my shadow, but you obey me. There's a time and a place for you, but you
are a part of me, but you don't run me.
You don't run me. You don't run me.
When I have a seat, you have a seat.
Maybe
got things to do. Okay.
For the longest time, my shadows were running me. Even with, and I'll be honest with you, even with in the beginning of creating the Imani VanZap platform, there were still shadows that nephew was dealing with and trying to get all this together. Absolutely. There were still opinions and shards of the past, PTSD that needed to fall away. in order to really become. It took a minute.
See y'all, the fan, it just swoop. It just
I'm gonna need a class on that.
It's a lightning bolt. Like you just need to just.
If you got to toss it down, snatch it back. Anybody want to know? If you ever get your fan, you got to toss it down, snatch it back.
It's like lightning, like zap, zap.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Become class.
Oh my God. So let's see. 5 years from now, and when you close your eyes and you see yourself, you envision yourself, what does your platform look like? What are you doing?
Definitely on some things are kind of in the talks right now that I can't say, but I will, but I can give you this for that.
Okay.
Definitely on television and or a main streaming service. With programming of myself, a program that I will be a part of, and that will then cascade into other things that Nephew wants to do, other series. If the win, I'm being real big about operating in win energy.
Yes.
When those things happen, win energy. When those things happen, making sure that there are other things to put out after that. Hey, we love this show. Do you have another one? I've got 5.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. So I definitely know within the next 5 years that Imani VanZap is going to be a household name. If not having received her own Emmy or Oscar award, she would definitely be presenting something. So we're there. We're now, very red carpet, very much Joan Rivers Reloaded.
Yes.
All the things.
I need 2 fans.
We need 2 fans for that. Yeah.
I need 2 fans for that because as I've been watching, I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. And that time is my prediction is way sooner than 5 years. And with your actual 5 years.
I'm like scared to know. I'll probably have
go after. But with your actual 5 years from now, it's going to be so much more than you just said and that you even thought that it was going to be. So that's my prediction. It's recorded.
I'll receive it, baby. I received it from you.
When Imani is doing Shonda Rhimes kind of things out here, just call me. I'll be a reporter.
I feel it. I feel it right now. Yeah.
Call me. I'll be there. I'll come interview some people, whatever you need me for. I am here to
listen,
support.
Don't worry. If people don't know, I already made a list of everybody that's going with me. You can't take everybody with you, but I say, people that I know that's right.
Yeah. You can't. And people with hearts, with a heart, you want to you want to you want to and bring people so that they can become, but you can't.
You can't. And that I believe that was what I'll be honest with you. That was I had a few things where I feel were tests of what you just said, and I feel in my heart that I passed them because right after that, and I didn't understand it. Right after I said no to a couple things that I would have normally said yes to.
Yeah.
It was almost like clockwork. Next thing that happened was TikTok. Almost like boom, boom, pow. Literally, that's how it happened. It was like I felt like it was like a lily pad skip. It was just boom, boom, and then we were just up in the stratosphere.
No is hard when you are a giving person who wants to share what you have going on and help other people come up. It's hard to say no. It's hard to learn how to discern. What is right, and you want to give of yourself, but you can't be everywhere and still nurture what you have going on. You just can't do everything. You just can't.
You can't, and we cannot determine other people's paths for them. That's 2 things I had to learn very, very, very keenly was can't predict other people's paths for them, and or make other people's paths happen. And everybody ain't you. So a lot of the reason why we get hurt, and I've been really on this lately, a lot of the reasons why I believe that we get hurt so bad, we think that people show up into the space with the same heart that we do.
Yeah.
And it's I don't even want to call it naivety. It is just the hope, because hope is what we all need. And without hope, you don't really have anything. So you hope that when you collaborate on a project, you hope that when you get married, you hope that when you take on that job, you hope that when you turn down this street, that it was the right choice.
Yeah.
You have to understand that what is there, those people that you encounter may be the complete antithesis of everything that you are.
Yeah.
They may be completely night and day against who you are. And now your job is to weather that storm
Amen.
heal from that storm, and teach others how to get the umbrella at the right time.
Hello. And here we are. And
Come on.
Learning how to maneuver that minefield and step in the right places with the right people, because nobody can do anything alone. Like we talked about the moment that place where you find yourself alone, because I think that has to happen.
Yeah.
But that is the catalyst to the lesson in learning how to have discernment. Like, you learn something from that. So when you do go back, you do get back to becoming, then you are better at choosing who you allow into your space, who you collaborate with, who you say, when you do this, call me. And when I do this, I'm going to call you. And that person is, like you said, right.
Yeah.
So
you got to find it on your own, and you got to take your time. You have to take your time. And the other big thing I've been saying too, that I think a lot of people could benefit from, is seeking to be healed and not just unbothered. A lot of people are that, you know what I mean? A lot of people that go through, especially when you're creative, when you're people like us, and what our culture has done with this whole cancel culture and unbothered culture are two of the worst things that have ever happened to us. Because what it does, it dismisses the responsibility of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do anything. If I cancel you, I don't have to have a conversation on why you're that way. Because even though I don't agree with you, there's somebody else I am going to encounter that you can give me the tools for to know how to deal with them.
Mm-hmm. It's like you said, there's no healing in it. It's just kind of pushing.
No, it's dismissive. I'm just unbothered. They be talking about
bury it a little bit.
Say what you feel. If you're hurt, say it. It doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you strong when you can tell someone that you're weak.
Yes.
That's how you gain strength.
Even if they don't do anything with it, because what they do with it is none of your business. But period. I am a big fan. I say it all the time. You tell people things so they can never say that they didn't know.
Right. All of these, everything that and that's what you're sharing and what I'm sharing, these downloads that I believe that life gives us, they're invaluable. And you're going to have a set of things you experience that, if I sit and hear you talk at length, I'll be like, girl, you're listening to mine and I've downloaded and that life has given me. And all of us have a specific code that if we were to dare uncrack it, what would this world become? I'm gonna grab my pen again. What would this world become? Y'all been snapping all through your video. But what would this world become if we would all embrace our combination and the difficulty of it?
Hallelujah. There are people on this earth who are meant to create, to heal, to service. Like you are being of service to people by bringing joy and lightness when they click on you. And I don't think that people always realize that is what that is. It's so much bigger than entertainment or the entertainment industry.
Yes.
The entertainment has carried us through the darkest period that hopefully we'll see in our lifetimes. And it's important and it's all service, and everything happened in a divine order. Everything, you and these 500,000 followers and these 11 million, like shares? I don't even
11.7 likes shares. Yeah.
11.7 million. That's through today, guys. So if we catch up in a year,
ain't no telling what it'll be in about a year, right?
That million is coming, so it's coming so fast.
It is.
It is coming.
That first pop was just, I didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think. It was, and I'm still working. We're on our way to 1 million now, as far as followers.
And you're like, what the what?
Yeah. When the number first started moving, I noticed it, but I didn't notice it. I was like, oh, that's a lot of people. Oh. And then it was like 12,000 people. Then it was like 20,000 people. Then it was 50,000 people. Then it was 100. And then it was 125. And the whole time I'm looking for this, not that you're trying to speak any bad, but I'm waiting on it to kind of do this.
Yeah.
Coast, and it just kept doing this.
Well, because attention spans are short and there's like so much content out. But like you said, if you can sit on the toilet and eat Cheetos, and there's somebody for that.
You find your people. And I believe that's what it was, because TikTok is still, as I like to call it, still a pure platform, meaning that it hasn't been affected yet by the powers that be. They have not found a way to infuse the ads that are normally seen on, Instagram or Facebook, YouTube. They have not found a way to incorporate that into TikTok because TikTok is the same size of the ad. That short of content, that's hard to break through to try to sell inside of, because the very app is an ad.
Yeah.
Every video you see is basically a commercial, and if you like the commercial, you go see the person's channel. So a lot of people that are upset about the algorithm, like I understand algorithms because like Instagram is clearly changed theirs. But for TikTok, it's not the case. TikTok is a pure platform. So all you need to do is be yourself and sell, if you will, for lack of a better word, the truth of who you are. Your people will find you.
Yeah, it's so many different things. Yeah, exactly. So it might be somebody doing a voiceover, or to not even doing a voiceover. It's the actual words of poetic justice or something. So now I want to see the movie because I saw the clip. Like, it's genius on what it does. There's a song, and now I got to hear the whole song because I had no idea what this song was.
The number of ways that you can make your presence known and to make an impact on TikTok is just do your thing. Yeah, they literally have channels that are out there where, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like some of them, where they will put together like a fabric egg or an egg made out of clay or I don't know, and they crush it. It may have like goo on the inside or whatever. Yeah. And for some people, that is very relaxing to the eye.
Yeah.
And so there are whole channels of people crushing Play-Doh, and just people that just they for whatever reason, the same way that ASMR, hearing someone eat chips, that type of thing, they're visual. It's visual ASMR. So I don't care what you think you have that seems insignificant. There's an audience for it.
There's an audience for that. I say that all the time. Like, whatever you want to do, there's an audience for that.
I swear to you, there's an audience for it. You may not find them right away.
They're there.
Stick with it. If you believe in it, stick with it.
I watched a video of somebody like build Legos, right? And then they just knocked them over. And I was like, I could watch this for hours.
Visualize, yeah.
And I was like, what is it that I can watch the because it's just like, it's quiet and they're just going.
If for people that don't, here's a really good example. For people that may not still be on board with what my baby and I are talking about, it's the same sound and visual that you get when you see dominoes falling. If you ever seen domino picture, they'll set up 1 million dominoes, and when you knock the first domino down, you're literally destroying what you've made, but it becomes so much more.
It's cathartic.
Because of the sound that it gives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
There's an audience for what you want to do. I promise.
Okay, so we do this thing on the So Dope Show. It's called 30 Seconds of Joy. I'm gonna set my timer. So what you do is think about something that makes you like dumb, super ridiculously happy, giddy, excited. We've had food, we've had people's kids, we've had weed, we've had cartoons, literally anything that makes you so happy. And for 30 seconds, you're just going to gush about your thing. So this is your 30 seconds. Is that
serious or silly?
Silly, serious, whatever you want. I like the silly ones or the things that will surprise people.
I might be able to blend them. That's just the way I'll be going on. Okay.
Okay, I'm setting my timer and let's see. Hold on. No minutes, 30 seconds. Okay. All right, do you have your thing?
I have my thing.
Okay. This is 30 Seconds of Joy with Auntie Imani VanZap on the So Dope Show. And go.
My thing is very simple. It's laughter. Laughter is something that excites me about people because I don't care who it comes from. I've seen people laugh, adults laugh, babies laugh, animals laugh. Finding your own laughter means you have found your code, like we talked about earlier. Your combination will make you laugh once you find it. I don't care what it is. It can be an outfit. It can be the way somebody's hair is, the way the food is made. Find your laughter and let it go. Laugh all day. And that
laugh. Laugh and become. All right, people, she did it. 30 seconds of joy. That was
I
30
made
seconds
it.
of joy. That is one of my favorite things to do
The
because
Hall of Fame.
I never know what people are going to say.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. I want to be supporting
This
and
is a joy.
watching
Thank you for
from
having me.
over here at So Dope headquarters.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
I love all of you out there. Please continue to support your girl. Make sure you follow her. Tell other people about her. That's what happened with me. People, they love my content and they end up telling people and sharing the videos.
Yeah.
So share this video and all of her other videos. That's how you'll help drive her to the top. You've got to care.
You got to care and follow. Follow you. Follow her.
Please follow me now.
What's your IG and TikTok?
Everything is very similar. It's Imani VanZap.
That's it, guys.
It's almost to the point now where if you just Google Imani VanZap, everything should come up. Imani VanZap on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, of course. The store is Imani VanZap Boutique. Mm-hmm. And also become familiar with ImaniVanZap.com because that's where the fans will be sold. It's a different store. So yeah, because I made it really simple to find me.
Thank you for being on my second exclusive interview.
I feel special. This is like one-on-one with Oprah. Thank you. You're Oprah. Yes.
I definitely have learned a lot from her along the way, and Gail.
Okay, we all have.
Them and
she is the queen of media. We all have.
I can be the, they gotta pass the torch sometime, So.
Yeah, it's happening now.
It is happening.
That's not with shade. It's not with shade at all.
Not at all.
It's life, and they are preparing us to pass the torch to us right now.
That is it. I would be honored, 30 years from now, if some young lady like me was like, listen, Camille, I watched her when I was growing up, just come out of nothing, come out of nowhere.
You would be surprised. I'm gonna tell you this too, Camille. I'll leave this with you. You will be surprised how many people are keeping up with you. In this season of my life, it baffles me how many people remember something that I did for them 20 years ago, or they started following me in a completely different realm of my social media career, and then they lost track, and now they're back 20 years later, and they're like, "Oh my God!" or 15 years later, they're like, "Oh my goodness!" So keep doing your thing. Build your foundation. It's priceless.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby.